And joining me now is Mahesh Jethmalani, Rajya Sabha MP with the BJP, but also senior advocate who had appeared in the case against Rahul Gandhi. Mahesh Jethmalani, the Supreme Court seems to have come down quite heavily in a way on the way the Gujarat trial court and the High Court acted in this manner in giving Rahul Gandhi a 2-year sentence. Do you agree with the basic court line that this punishment was given without an application of mind, without giving good reasons for giving a 2-year sentence?
Yeah, I mean, Rajdeep, that's the only ground on which the conviction has been stayed. The conviction has been stayed because the sentence is an unreasoned, has been delivered in an unreasoned order or an order where the reasons are not adequate enough to justify a maximum sentence.
But you see, the fact is that in itself gives the Congress, for example, the opportunity to say that the court's non-application of mind caused a lot of grievance or anguish to Rahul Gandhi. He lost out his membership. They will also say and insinuate that the Gujarat courts clearly overstretched and failed to deliver justice.
Rajiv, they might say it, but they'll be ill-advised to make allegations against any judicial officer. But they can certainly say that the Supreme Court has, said that the High Court had passed a maximum sentence without giving adequate reasons. That's the most you can cull out of it. But you can criticize the judgment and you can use the Supreme Court in your criticism, the Supreme Court's order today. But you certainly don't have the right to attribute motives to any court, whether it's the Sessions Court or the High Court in Gujarat. And, ultimately, let's look at the other side. This is a case where, according to me, the conviction is unimpeachable. If it wasn't for the sentence granted, right, and for the reasons which the Supreme Court has given today for staying conviction, there would have been a conviction in effect.
So you're making an important distinction between the conviction for criminal defamation and the sentencing of 2 years. You believe that Rahul Gandhi stands guilty of the charge of criminal defamation. It's the sentencing which has been stayed because the sentencing was seen based on the non-application of mind. But many will believe that criminal defamation per se needs to be struck off the statute books. It has been struck off in many countries. Do you believe it's been misused in this instance to target Rahul Gandhi?
No, look, let me tell you something. Let me make my position very clear. As far as I'm concerned, mainly because we have such a backlog in the courts, right? Criminal defamation cases, it take ages to complete, right? By the time, the parties settle their matter and so on and so forth, by the time the final court's decision comes. So, and it is in a sense luxury litigation. But when it comes to public servants, they must be careful. Now, what happened in this case is a case in point. I'm not on the sentence now, right? The sentence we all have to accept because the Supreme Court's ruling was excessive because it was given without adequate reasons. All right. As far as the conviction is concerned, this is the second time it's happened. First, there was a contempt of court admonition. Then, 4 days earlier to this incident, on the 10th of April 2019, he put words in the mouth of the Supreme Court and got an admonition and had to give an unconditional apology, which he didn't do in the first instance, right? So this is becoming habitual. Now, I'm talking about the personality concern and the status he occupies, right? So, as far as the stand with overwhelming evidence, an identifiable community of those people who bore the same name as the Prime Minister being defamed. So the conviction is, and look, the only reason why the sentence becomes important, right, is A, because it was the maximum, and because that maximum sentence resulted in the disqualification. But tomorrow you take that out. I still believe Rahul Gandhi will be convicted, right? And the sentence could be one of jail. It may be anything from a month to 2 years. I don't know.
You see, the reason I'm asking you this, the fact is for over 100 years, no one got 2 years criminal defamation, 2 years sentencing for criminal defamation. And then when it happens to Rahul Gandhi, naturally people raise questions. Was it done to fix Rahul Gandhi? You see, that's That's been the question. You're making, as I said, an important distinction between conviction and sentencing, but there will be those who will say that by that token, half our members in parliament would be convicted at some stage or the other. The kind of statements, remarks they make about each other. Was Rahul Gandhi singled out? What, according to you, is the big lesson from this case and the judgment?
Look, Rahul Gandhi doesn't have to be singled out. The point is, you have to have the guts. If somebody calls you corrupt, and this happens very often, everybody calls everybody corrupt, right, in politics. If you take your reputation seriously as a politician, you sue. It's not, this is contrived. If you take your reputation seriously, you will go and sue, right? Now, in this case, Rahul Gandhi made an excessive statement, right? He said all Modis are chores. And then he said, there's a further statement which is equally important, which has not been highlighted in the media. He says, अगर आप ढूंढेंगे तो और भी मोदी चोर मिलेंगे. So this was malice of aforethought. He did it because of his hatred for the Prime Minister. He damned an entire community as thieves because of the Prime Minister. That's surely excessive and irrational.
Can I therefore ask you in conclusion, can I say conclusively this round goes to Rahul Gandhi legally and politically, particularly legally? Do you agree that his lawyers were saying from day one that the sentencing was completely, they believed, ill-founded? The Supreme Court seems to have backed their claim. Can Rahul Gandhi claim victory as he and his supporters are?
I mean, nothing succeeds like success, Rajdeep, and the Supreme Court has given them that, has accepted their arguments. We have to bow to the wisdom of the Supreme Court as well as the deftness of arguments from the council. Yes, I humbly accept defeat in this matter.
Okay, but you still believe that the conviction will go through and that Rahul Gandhi will therefore not be able to get away on the conviction part. That's your belief. Am I correct?
Rajdeep, as a lawyer, I believe this is the case for conviction, but I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what will happen in the future.
Okay, let me leave it there. Mahesh Jethmalani, for joining us, thank you very much. As always, combative. Good to have you on the show. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Rajdeep.